and welcome back to another episode of the Smart Start Recreational Therapy Insights YouTube series by SMART CEUs Hub. I'm your host, Nathan Lamaster, the founder of SMART CEUs Hub, and thank you guys for coming today because we are on to episode number 49. Yes, we are 3 episodes away from our 52 episode goal this year, and it's been a blast putting these out for you each and every week. And if you are new to this series, there's lots of episodes now for you to binge, and more episodes to come. Also, don't hesitate to reach out if you're a recreational therapist and you want to talk about something. We could totally do an interview and dive into like what's going on in your world of recreational therapy, or even the broader world of recreational therapy, because we all got opinions, right? Anyways. But guys, episode number 49, and today's topic is writing and professional publication. So we're diving into professional writing and publication into the field of recreational therapy. And whether you've ever thought about writing an article for a journal, contributing to a textbook, for classes, or even launching your own blog, this episode would be for you. Okay, so and also, if you've ever wondered how to get published or why your voice matters in shaping the future of our field, today's episode is for you as well. Guys, without further ado, let's dive on in. So why writing matters in recreational therapy? Writing is one of the most powerful tools to contribute to the profession. Okay, publishing case studies, maybe you're into figuring out data, innovative interventions that you've seen work that you feel like you would like to share with other recreational therapists, writing courses on SMART CEUs Hub or anywhere else to get those courses out there for continuing education for recreational therapists. Maybe it's even outcomes that you've seen and wisdom that you could pass on to the next generation. Well, guys, it not only elevates your professional credibility when you publish something, whether it's a book, you could say you're an author now, and now people instantly have credibility for you. Or if you've started a business, you're a business owner, and people have seen your success in your business, people start assuming you know a lot about business. It's like this with every area of your life, right? You want to know more about something, right? You go to where you think the experts are, and those are usually books, blogs, websites, all those things. So just do something basically and get yourself noticed, and that'll help boost your credibility. Okay, so it moves the whole field forward when you do this, right? So we all can learn something from one another. And by sharing what works and what doesn't, and what's emerging, what's going to be the future of the field, you can help build a collective knowledge base that'll help hundreds and thousands of recreational therapists everywhere. And remember, writing doesn't have to be academic only, right? It could be a peer-reviewed journal, a blog post, a white paper on something, or even a story that you share on LinkedIn or other social media to talk about the awesomeness of our field and what's been going on there. Your insights do matter. All right, now let's talk about some writing opportunities you have available to you in the field of recreational therapy. These could be things that are academic or other various outlets. So let's start with the most obvious, the professional journals. So if you are interested in getting published in a peer-reviewed journal that can go out there showing program evaluations that you've done, research they're conducting in the field, you can submit your articles to the Therapeutic Recreation Journal, which is the TRJ, the American Journal of Recreation Therapy, or ATRA's journal. Okay. Besides the academic route, you might be more interested in like journalism, and you might want to, either have a blog or a newsletter. So newsletters in the field that go out every single month, go to people's email boxes, is a really helpful way to write and get your thoughts out there to other people. They start seeing your name associated with the article over and over again, and they start, oh, this person knows their stuff, or they're really interested, and I could learn a thing or two from them. Shameless plug, we have a newsletter at SMART CEUs Hub called the Smart Newsletter. I know. And it goes out every single month. And the person on our team that has been creating these for years now, her name is Valerie Lazaro Mold. Shout out to her. If you've been getting these newsletters, it's because all the hard work and time that she's put in to creating these for you. She doesn't usually associate her name on what she writes. She prefers to be anonymous and behind the scenes sometimes, but she's amazing. Okay, so she does that, and the reason I say that, if you haven't subscribed already, is you could submit your articles to Valerie, and she can publish it in our newsletter. So that's another opportunity for you there. We talked about blogs, so online platforms like websites, other things like that. You can write a book and get it published. Well, it's really easy to get your book self-published. So on the wall right behind me, for instance, this book was self-published. It's called The Entrepreneur Rec Therapist, the business education you missed in school. And I got it published through Amazon. So that's an opportunity for you there to have a book and have author credits, which gives you expertise credits. People perceive you as an expert. You could also be writing in the field, like grants and reports, things like that, and getting information out there to as many people as possible. And then, as I spoke of earlier, writing courses for or doing presentations. But courses in an online format a lot of times are evergreen. A lot of the courses on SMART CEUs Hub are evergreen, which means that their information doesn't need to be updated very often, or if it does, it gets updated pretty quick, and it just stays up there. And people create courses, get their author credit through that. And I can tell you a story for one. One of our SMART instructors, Erin Sinclair, with 4 courses that she had written years ago now, I think it's like 8 years ago. She is still getting paid for courses that she created back then, but also because her name was associated with these courses all around the topics of brain injury and spinal cord injury, she was asked by ACTRA to represent the field of recreational therapy at the brain injury summit that happened in Washington, D.C. That was a pretty sick opportunity, I would say. So things like that happen, right? All right, so now how do you get started? Okay, here are a few steps to help you launch into your writing career. You can pick a topic that you're passionate about. That is number one. You come up with so much more content when you're passionate about a particular subject. You could think about unique interventions, maybe client stories that you've been witness to while protecting confidentiality, okay, and lessons you learned in the field, okay. You can, another thing you'll need to do is know your audience. So are you writing for peers? Are you going to write for other recreational therapists? For policymakers, the language that would be needed in that type of writing would be different. Caregivers, family members, students. You got to pick your audience so you know how to talk to them. And then choose the right platform. Okay, so match your content and tone and the expectations to where you want to publish. Okay, and then start small. Submit a tip to a newsletter, right? Something that goes out and all right, now how do you get started? Okay, so here are a few steps, and you could do these in your leisure. But let's talk about how to get this writing career started. So 1, you got to pick a topic. Okay, pick something that you're passionate about, something that you have a lot of knowledge of, or that you can see yourself putting content out there quite often, right? Think about unique interventions that you've done, maybe client success stories that you've had, and obviously protect the confidentiality of those clients, and lessons you've learned, you name it. If you have an experience in life, it's going to be unique and we can all learn from it. So pick a topic you're passionate about. Okay. Then know your audience. Okay. Know who you're writing this for. Okay. The language that you use when you write, is really important if it appeals to the emotions or the stage of the audience that you're dealing with. So for instance, students. If I'm writing a textbook for students, I'm going to talk academically, right? If I'm writing for a policymaker, like, a person in the Senate or the House of Representatives, and, the language that would need to be in that would probably have to be more legal, maybe have more emotion tied to the, a client or somebody who is benefiting from our services, whatever the thing might be. Caregivers, family members, you name it, know your audience. Okay. And then choose the right platform. So match your content, the type of content you're wanting to create, and the tone of what you're trying to do because you are appealing to a certain audience. And then figure out where the platform is that target audience hangs out. So if they are of a certain age group, a lot of times they might be, in a particular social media. So it could be on, LinkedIn, where you are trying to reach professionals, or on Facebook where you're trying to reach 30 plus year olds, TikTok when you're trying to reach the young ones, you name it. Okay. And then start small. Okay. That's another piece of advice here. Submit maybe a tip to an association newsletter or something that you've, found out about that should be out there and get to the masses. Submit an article to SMART CEUs Hub and we can put it in our newsletter maybe. Or a blog, right? Start with a blog, do a WordPress blog. It's very simple. It's free. You can ask for peer reviews. That would be the next step, right? So connect with other professionals, hopefully in your target audience, okay, who can give you feedback and encouragement about your ideas. It really helps when people, give you feedback. So for instance, leaving a comment on this video gives me feedback. Please do. All right, so this section is going to be about how we can get some content for SMART CEUs Hub from you. So you can start your writing career with us. Okay, so at SMART CEUs Hub, we're always looking for smart instructors. Those are people that are passionate about sharing their knowledge of a particular niche in recreational therapy, something that they're very knowledgeable about. As our field, as we know, one rec therapist works in behavioral health, another rec therapist works in physical rehab, and the type of job that they're doing is completely different. While another rec therapist works in the community, you never know. Okay, so we're always interested in getting this knowledge out there to recreational therapists who want to learn more about a particular niche of recreational therapy. Okay. You could submit an article to the SMART newsletter. That's another opportunity. You could work with Valerie, get some stuff out there, start having your name and your picture maybe added to it so people could start recognizing it and you can start building a following. Okay. You might want to talk about an intervention that you created or that has worked, right? That could be an article. You could talk about a new program, a new place that you're working at that's doing something awesome in the field. You can, come on here and join me in one of these shows. Great way to get your content visually out there. Okay, but reach out to us and pitch us your idea, how you're wanting to write. We do want blogs up on our site as well. And you don't have to be a published author yet to be able to do this. So just passionate about a particular area of recreational therapy and we will work with you. All right, guys. All right, so we're going to wrap things up for today. Professional writing is not just about academics. It's every recreational therapist has a story, a lesson, an idea worth sharing. And when you write, you leave a legacy because this stuff goes on in the future. Okay, not just for your clients, but for the next generation of recreational therapists so that they can benefit from you have been there and already done that. All right, guys. So key takeaways from today. Writing and publication help elevate both your career and the whole profession of recreational therapy. There are many writing avenues, from journals, blogs, newsletter for us. Okay, start small, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to share your voice. People are going to be talking about what you're saying, hopefully, and getting it out there. That's your opinion, your voice, right? People are welcome to have different opinions and a different voice. That's the beauty of living in America. Guys, all right. So, and then SMART CEUs Hub welcomes submissions, for our courses, also to our SMART newsletter. All right, next week on the SMART. Okay, next week on the SMART Start, we are going to go into workplace safety and risk management. I know, a boring topic, but it is something that we don't always talk about in the field of recreational therapy that should be addressed. And we're going to devote that episode to learn more about it. So guys, if you like this episode, please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell if you want reminders of when the new content comes out. We put these out every Monday at 7 a.m. To start your week out smart, guys. All right. So as always, recreational therapists, stay classy.